It's up to you if you want to add veins or not. Hi friends, welcome to this class. So we're going to paint this flower. Now before I talk about the process or anything else about this class's steps, I want to quickly apply masking fluid for watercolors. I'm going to use an old brush I don't care about. It's a stiffer brush and it's a synthetic brush, and I'm going to use this Schmincke's masking fluid. I am going to apply this masking fluid toward the stamens. So actually I'm going to show you first example. This is my test piece. The test piece is with a bird, with a hummingbird. We're just going to paint the flower. So just to give you an idea quickly here of where I applied the masking, right here. I haven't even removed it yet because I'm not really done with this painting. I'm still debating on, like, do I want to add the background or not? And I probably will add the background. But first, let's just add this masking fluid. I dipped my brush in water so the masking is more diluted with water, and somewhere here, like, I didn't, I guess, sketch it out enough, but I'm kind of going to go with it. Like, okay, there's going to be one stamen here, and then we have these little areas with the pollen, I guess. And what's going to happen is we're going to separate the petals. So we're going to paint one petal at a time. Right now I'm looking at my computer screen and I'm looking at that flower, and I'm right away seeing, like, okay, this is where the light is. So for example, let's grab a brush here. For example, like, this is lighter here, right? This is all darker, but we're gonna paint this folded part later. First, we're gonna paint the inside. These petals are the ones where I added those veins, right? I added the veins at the very end before the paper was too dry. And I added it with a cream top-like ratio between water and paint using a small brush, round size 2. It's up to you if you want to add veins or not. I feel like this is cleaner and prettier without the veins, actually, like the smaller veins. But, you know, we can decide later. And first step is to wet the petal. I'm going to use my long quill size 2 brush, Songbird, and I'm going to use the tip of my brush to get, like, closer to this other petal here. So this is how I am going closer to it, by using the tip of my brush, and that's how I have the most control. I can wet a little more here, go on the inside a little bit of this area where I have the stamens. So I'm going to start with a milk-like ratio, a little bit on the tip of my brush. This is my imidazolone yellow, and there's some quinacridone red. I'm gonna go for the richest areas, like, let's see here. And this is also like testing it out a little bit, how the paint is spreading, right? Do I have too much water? Because you don't want to have too much water. You don't want the paint to spread like crazy and then you lose control, right? Now, do I want to add a little bit of blue as an undertone? I might as well. I didn't clean my brush. I'm just grabbing this blue, a little bit of red, and let's say I want to place it here. So this is how you can kind of play with undertones first, if you want the undertones, and then clean your brush, and let's just go for the quinacridone red and bright rose. So the two colors, I don't try to overly mix them together. I'm not trying to, just very gently, so I can see the separation of colors. Now, if this feels like the paint is spreading too much, then you just want to adjust the ratio between water and paint. Maybe you want to grab like a, let's say, a half and half like ratio, or even heavy cream. This feels a little too pinkish, so I'm grabbing more of the quinacridone red. I'm gonna play with what I have, move the paint around with the tip of my brush. Mostly I'm painting with the tip of my brush here. And here's the situation, the stamen, right? So I'm gonna apply a little bit of a color here, just to let in there, like, let that paint bleed in there a little bit. Now all this needs to stay lighter. So this is when you realize, okay, either I have too much or I have good control over the paint and water or not. If you don't, then again, wipe your brush on a towel first. See if by wiping you gain more control. If not, just start from scratch by grabbing cream top or heavy cream like ratio, and then if that's still too much, then cream top. So start with a heavy cream, and then if that's too much water still, then and things spread, then go for cream top. So I'm okay with this kind of like a, I'd say milk-like ratio. It's just that I keep wiping my brush on a towel. Now this is a little area here that's gonna dry faster. I'm grabbing a little more. I just grabbed the quinacridone red, and I actually want even more of that. Now I grab more like a heavy cream, like ratio between water and paint. So I refer to dairy whenever I talk about like heavy cream and cream top. So I want to keep this passage here, or this line here, much lighter. And at the same time, like just like we see the veins, this is how you can kind of draw these veins with the tip of your brush. Now for this little area right here, this is behind this petal. So we should add a little shadow there. Now how would we do that? Well, complementary color to red is actually green. So you could grab a little bit of green. So this is color wheel. This is not something I made up. This is according to the color wheel. So it might feel a little funny using that green there, but it will make more sense once you apply this shade toward these darker, the areas, the shadowed areas from the petal here. So it feels better, right? Now try to have the same combination of colors on the tip of your brush and try to create like lines, the veins, without actually making the veins. Like what I'm saying is we could easily just grab a smaller brush now, like round 2 or 3, and just paint these veins. But I'm trying not to do that yet, not for this petal maybe. Instead, just using the tip of the same brush. So if you don't have a brush like this, a quilt brush, you can use around 12 would be a good size, or 10 actually, something like that. So I'm okay with how this turned out here. What I need to do is grab a little bit of that green with the red and just apply it right there, but more red now on the tip of my brush, and I could even grab blue. So when you mix blue with red, you create a shade of blue violet, right? And complementary color to red is green. So not to confuse you too much, the reason I'm using green is because it's a complementary color to red. But then blue plus red gives me a shade of blue violet, and blue is how you create a shade of green. I don't want to go too far with this because I know it can be confusing if you're new here. But this is kind of like the reasons why I'm using this color and the other color. But here I'm going to add a little more of that since I have some blue. This will become a little darker. So I'm going to leave this petal right here. And that's it for this painting. So thank you so much for your time, and please let me know if you have any questions.